Ever caught a girl looking at you then immediately doubted yourself and thought you probably imagined the whole thing? Here's something that might surprise you. Researchers who study flirting found that men miss roughly 72% of the attraction signals women actually send. That means for every one sign you catch, 2 or 3 more probably slipped right past you without you even noticing. Today, I'm going to fix that. We're not talking about vague vibes or wishful thinking. We're talking about 25 specific, visible signals backed by actual behavioral research, and I'm going to organize them the way almost nobody else does, in the order they actually happen, so you know exactly what to watch for, whether you just walked into a room or you're already mid-conversation. Stick around, because near the end, I'll show you the one rule that separates guys who read this stuff correctly from guys who talk themselves into signals that were never really there. Let's start before she even knows you've noticed her, because this is where most guys aren't even paying attention yet. Sign 1, the entrance scan. When a woman walks into a room, her eyes often do a quick sweep before she settles anywhere. If her eyes move across the room and then pause even for half a second when they land on you, that pause is data. Her brain flagged something. Sign 2, the snapback look. She glances at you, looks away fast, then her eyes come right back like she needs to confirm what she just saw. The first glance could be nothing. The second one usually isn't. Sign 3, the friend whisper. She notices you, leans toward a friend, says something quiet, and both of them glance your way. Women often process attraction socially before they act on it individually, so that little huddle can mean you just became the topic of conversation. Sign 4, the posture switch. Watch her body before and after she clocks you. Relax and loose 1 second, then suddenly straighter, shoulders back, chin up, like someone flipped a switch. And sign 5, the outfit check. She adjusts her top, fixes her hair, or checks her reflection right after noticing you. Everyone fidgets with their clothes sometimes. What matters is the timing. If it happens right after she sees you, that's not coincidence. Now here's where I need to slow down for a second, because this is the part almost every other video on this topic skips completely. Not every signal on this list means attraction. Some of these same behaviors show up when someone is just being polite or nervous for an entirely different reason, or simply being friendly because that's their personality. A woman fixing her hair could mean she's into you, or it could mean her hair was just annoying her. This is exactly why professionals who study this never rely on one single sign. They rely on clusters, multiple signals stacked close together in time, pointing the same direction. Keep that in your back pocket, because it's going to matter a lot by the time we get to sign 20. Let's move into the middle of the interaction, when she's aware of you and her body starts telling on her. Sign 6, the orbit move. She doesn't approach directly, but her path keeps bringing her closer to wherever you are. Sign 7, the slow walk by. She passes near you slower than she needs to, like she's giving you a window to notice her. Sign 8, the eye contact dare. Not a blank stare, not an accidental glance that breaks away fast, but a hold just a little longer than normal, almost like she's waiting to see what you'll do with it. Sign 9, the look away and laugh. You catch her eyes and she smiles or laughs at nothing funny at all. That's not comedy. That's nervous energy escaping before she can control it. Sign 10, the mirror move. You lean back, she leans back a moment later. You shift your stance, she shifts hers. Attraction creates unconscious copying, and if her body keeps syncing with yours, her attention is more locked on you than she probably realizes. Sign 11, the nervous hands. She suddenly gets busy with her bracelet, her cup, her hair tie, her sleeve. That restless energy has to go somewhere, and sometimes it goes straight into her hands. Quick question for you before we keep going, because I want to know if you're catching these in real life. Out of the 11 signs so far, which one have you actually noticed happening to you and just brushed it off as nothing? Drop it in the comments. I actually read them, and it'll help me know which signals to break down deeper in future videos. Sign 12, the space opens up. She stops blocking herself with crossed arms or a bag, maybe leaves an open seat beside her, angles her body toward the room instead of away from it. She's not approaching first, but she's making it easier for you to enter. Sign 13, the accidental brush. A light bump on the arm, a hand near your shoulder, standing just close enough that contact almost happens. If she stays relaxed and doesn't pull away afterward, that closeness was probably welcome. Sign 14, the jealousy flick. You start talking to another woman and her eyes sharpen, tracking the interaction even if she doesn't say a word. Sign 15, the bigger reaction. Compare how she responds to you versus everyone else in the group. Laughs harder at your jokes, smiles wider when you talk, just generally more animated around you specifically. That contrast is the tell. Sign 16, the group reposition. In a group setting, people usually settle wherever feels natural unless someone shifts specifically so they can see you better or so you can see them better. Sign 17, the phone disappears. She was scrolling a second ago, but the second you get close, the phone goes down. In a world where everyone's glued to a screen, that's your attention actually winning out over a notification. Here's the framework I promised you. Researchers call it the cluster rule, and it's simple. One sign on its own barely means anything. But 2 or 3 of these stacking together, close in time, aimed at you specifically, that's when the pattern becomes real instead of wishful thinking. So instead of hunting for one perfect sign, start counting clusters. That single shift in how you watch for this stuff will make you far more accurate than 90% of guys who read one signal and build a whole story around it. Let's finish the sequence, because what happens after the interaction fades matters just as much as what happens during it. Sign 18, the quick self-check. You walk past her and right after, she fixes her hair, adjusts her outfit, checks a reflection. The timing tells you your presence made her suddenly aware of how she looked in that exact moment. Sign 19, the caught-looking reset. You catch her staring and she suddenly becomes very interested in her drink, her phone, the floor, anything but you. If she were just casually looking around the room, she wouldn't need to overcorrect that hard. Sign 20, the double take. She sees you, moves on, then visibly checks again. First look noticed you. Second look decided you were worth another look. Sign 21, the exit delay. She's on her way out but keeps lingering, slowing down, checking the room one more time before she actually leaves. Sign 22, the over-the-shoulder glance. She walks away and still looks back. If the moment were truly over for her, she wouldn't need one more look. Sign 23, the close-range comfort test. When you're near her, does she stay relaxed instead of tensing up or turning away? Comfort in close proximity is its own quiet signal. Sign 24, the friend push. Her friend nudges her, teases her, gives her a look when you're nearby, sometimes even smiles at you directly like they're speaking for her. Friends are terrible at hiding this, and they often reveal it before she does. And sign 25, remember that 72% stat from the beginning of this video? This is exactly why it exists. Most of these last few signs happen in seconds, easy to miss if you're not deliberately watching for them, which is exactly why guys walk away from moments like this thinking nothing happened, when something actually did. If this actually opened your eyes to signals you've been missing, hit subscribe, because I break down exactly this kind of research-backed psychology every single week. And you don't want to miss what's coming. Before you go, here's the real takeaway. Don't treat any of this like a checklist you're trying to force to be true. Watch for clusters, respect her comfort level, and let the signals confirm what you're already sensing instead of manufacturing signals that were never there. That's the difference between reading a woman well and just seeing what you want to see. Now, once she starts actually talking to you, the signs get even harder to catch, because some of the clearest signals don't sound sexual at all. A woman can say something completely casual on the surface, while quietly testing whether your mind goes to the same place hers already has, and that's exactly where most guys lose the moment. So in the next video, I'm breaking down the specific phrases women use when they secretly want something more, lines that sound normal until you understand what they're actually testing. If you want to know exactly what to listen for, hit like on this video, drop a comment telling me which sign surprised you most, and I'll see you in the next one.